We're going to start the Horry County Solid Waste Authority Annual Meeting Tuesday, June the 26th, 2018. We will call this meeting to order. The annual reports, Executive Director.
Thank you, ma'am. This is, a lot couldn't be put into this report on what we've been through over the year. But I think we've accomplished a great deal, and we continue to accomplish things and look forward, and we do have a great staff there. They're dedicated from top of the landfill down, and it's a pleasure to work with this group. And a few of these things I've kind of highlighted on page 119 is the list of the accomplishments. And the corporate affairs, number 2, we received $201,108 in grants. And a lot of this goes to the grant writing ability that our staff has. We had a problem this year with grinding of the greens. The last moment, the corporation that had been working with us on that said we can't do it anymore, and we developed a new partner with Horry Electric that stepped up. We did a first event recycling at Coastal Carolina University football game, and we got a lot of positive thoughts from that. Next page of 120, on 120, $131,000 has been awarded in scholarships since we started this program. 18th year of Talking Trash with 767,370 pounds recycled by these kids. Operation planning, I think the Charleston thing just keeps growing. And when we started out with an agreement, we had an opportunity to change that somewhat and to our advantage. And we did, and we're still working with that. We bid the disaster debris removal and monitoring services, and we've signed the contracts for those if in case we have a storm, and we've bid these things to where any of the cities can piggyback on the bid if in fact they want to, or they have an opportunity to bid.
I could stop you there for just a moment. I just learned that we were charging tipping fees as the debris was coming in, and how smart that was to operate that way rather than wait to see if we were going to get reimbursed at the other end. And I think that was really a terrific decision to make. It streamlined the whole process rather than in the past having to work out and backtrack what was actually done and what we're owed for what came in as debris versus what came in as our usual loads. And that was really a smart thing to do.
Every situation that you find yourself in, good or bad, you learn something from it, and you change the mode of operations, and we get Wayne Floyd that we deal with on developing these agreements and doing the bidding and everything. He's top of the line when it comes to these projects, and he stays up on the FEMA guidelines, and everybody, you know, when FEMA comes in to start with, everything's okay, do it this way, yeah, get it done, everything. Well, they fail to tell you that in 5 years, the FEMA auditor comes to town, and he don't really care how you did it, what kind of situation you were in, if the ox was really in the ditch or not. If it's not black and white, you don't get your money. And one of the storms downtown, Wesley Sawyer and I fought that battle for years and years and years, and finally won out. And I told Wesley, I said, I'm sure they got your picture on the wall at FEMA, because he was a tough negotiator.
But we're already using the scale house, and that's the way that we can actually
And-
corroborate each load that came in. We've got a system, and we used it. That was smart.
And we've actually bid this thing to where there's a possibility to bring in scales up at the other side, mobile scales, and where then you're not arguing about, when you do it by the cubic yard, you got to measure the truck. It's gotta have a sticker. You got to then, somebody in the tower that's just started tell you if it's 3/4 full or what it's full of, and there's a lot of squabbling between the truck driver and the guy on that tower on how he's come up with his load, but, yeah, we've learned a lot on it, and we'll proceed on. Our Charleston contract in January 2019, and we'll get ready for that in some way or another. We did our landfill, gas expansion, 4.9 million. And I think one of the biggest things that we did this year is we completed a reorganization, took the savings, and did a light compensation plan to get some of the jobs more in line with the county and some of the other cities. It put a big load on Mr. Besant. Mr. Besant is called Mr. Besant in Horry County, but we found out when we go to Columbia, it was Besant. So,
French origin.
That's what the senator said.
yeah, well, I know, yeah.
It's like the comedian in New York is Colbert, but his sister is Colbert.
Yeah. And of course, the finance department has continued to do a good job with the amount of trucks processed at scale, 134,636 trucks across the scale house with tickets, in and out. In 2017 audit with no management letter, I think is a great undertaking and a statement for any finance department. So these are some of the highlights of this past year, and we look to having many more, and there's some just as important, those that I didn't read out. Changing the LED lights in this building with existing staff and changing the one at the shop and the MRF. Putting the fans in that does the dusting and cleaning kind of automatic. So
And improve the environment for the workers.
that's right.
Yeah.
And the lighting, it's just amazing how much better the lighting is up there, and you can really see. We can see those little Chinese better now when they come. But that's our report, and we've enjoyed the year.
Terrific job by the whole team.
Yeah, it's
Commend you.
team effort.
Yep.
Yeah, your staff has. You have, and your staff has done a terrific job. It's amazing what some of the cost on some of the cleanings and things that we would have had our staff not stepped in and done that. And I know that it was something they hadn't done, and the height and the different things they had to go through that, as well as the Charleston, how many extra hours they had to work. And a lot of our staff is at the level that they don't get overtime. And I would like to thank them for putting that commitment in to doing that work and to make sure it got done and it got done correctly. It has not gone unnoticed by this board that you of the staff that have worked through these problems and gone the extra mile, we want you to know we really appreciate that. You have done an excellent job.
And I think Rich brings something to the table that I don't know if it's gives us a little bit more gumption or a little bit more backbone, but with something to come up, and I said, "You think we can do this?" "Yeah, well, just let's just do it." And then once you say we're gonna do it, then we have to do it. But it's a great group. We've hired a bunch of young operators, and a lot of it's kind of on the job training. And I know sometimes it's hard on Wayne to do the training, but I'm proud of the group and what they do. I really am.
We are too.
And next time, Rich, if he's on a ladder up there cleaning a fan, we want pictures. Now is the time when the officers of today, the chairman, the vice chair, the treasurer, and the secretary, if you would like to have something to say about the last year, reflect or wax poetic about your job and your experiences, this is the time to do it.
It's been a good year, it's been a good ride, we got a lot going on, and we're gonna continue, with this new year coming.
Well, I would like to say as chair that I've enjoyed this last year, most of it. There have been a few things I can't really say I enjoy, but for the most part I have. I've learned an awful lot, and I appreciate every member of this board being at the board members, coming to their committee meetings, and actually getting down to work, going to the conventions, working through those conventions. Sitting in 8 hours of meetings is not an easy thing to do, and take notes and to bring something back here to discuss with our staff and to work through that, and I have really enjoyed that. And today, I'm not going to be doing that anymore, and I'll be able to sit over there, and the next chairman will be able to work through all those problems. So I look forward to that happening.
I'd like to commend you on the job that you've done. You've kept us out of trouble. And that's a big thing.
Great job.
Yeah, great job, Pam.
The committees, we have the finance and administration. Anyone on those committees or chairing them, if you would like to have something to say?
I just appreciate all the staff's hard work and the information provided to us, Mr. Ives and I, together on the Finance Administration Committee. Staff made our job easy, and we really appreciate all the hard work and efforts from that group.
Yes.
Thank you. Operations and planning?
The Operation Planning Committee, you have done a great job, folks, and the staff has really given us a lot to work with, and they've backed us up. Again, thank you for your hard work, and we look forward to this year. Sure do. Thank you.
Recycling and corporate affairs?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the group that I work with, Esther. She's done a great job. We didn't have a whole lot of meetings, but the ones that we did were very informative, very good, especially the one that we did at the school district, where we viewed their waste management program. I think it was one of the top in the nation, as far as I know. I went to a conference. I didn't hear or see anything that rivaled that. They would have really needed to look at that. So I just want to thank them for keeping me on track, chasing me down in the cow pastures and all this good stuff to make sure that I showed up on time. But they did a great job, and I look forward to continuing to work with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Old business?
You didn't mention the diversion committee, which never met.
That's why I didn't mention it.
But it's a job each of us on the board does, because we are concerned about the lifetime of this facility. And the diversion committee did attend each of the conferences that were available to us with the idea of keeping our eyes out, as we've told county council and the county that we will do. We will constantly look for other ways of doing what we're doing, and not just sit on our haunches. So the committee did not meet, but didn't mean that we weren't doing research. And thank you all for the time and commitment to making sure that our facility outlives us and our dedication to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Old business, the ratification of action taken by the board June 2017 through May 2018. We need a motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Okay, we have ratified all the action that has been taken by this board for this year. New business is election of officers, and I will go back to Mr. Thompson as the nominating committee chairman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The nominations committee did meet on June the 12th, and after a lot of discussion and healthy debate. We did come up with a slate of candidates as a recommendation, and they are as follows. As Chairman, Michael Hughes. Vice Chairman, Bo Ives. Secretary, Mike Campbell. And Treasurer, Pam Creech. And I would move that the board accept that. I'll put that in form of a motion, that the board accept the slate of candidates as presented.
We have a motion, we have a second. Is there any discussion? Any nominations from the floor?
Pursuant to the provisions provided in Robert's Rules of Order, I move that the nominations be closed.
So moved. Everybody in favor of the nomination candidates? Say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. Congratulations, new officers. Congratulations, Mr. Hughes.
Well, I don't know if that's congratulations or not, but I just hope, I got some, I don't want to say big shoes, because you're not supposed to say that about females, but,
Yeah, be
I
careful.
got,
Be careful.
some shoes to fill, I'll just put it that way.
They are high.
Yeah, high heel shoes, and I don't wear high heel shoes, but I thank you for the confidence, in thinking that I may be able to do this, and I look forward to working, with you guys, in the same capacity, so, thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, we are down to the special moment of the night, and we have a special recognition for Mr. Lance Thompson. I think we have a plaque for you, Mr. Thompson, in recognition of outstanding performance, contribution, and dedicated service to the Horry County Solid Waste Authority as chairman and vice chairman, secretary, and treasurer, May 20th, June 2018, by Pam Creech, chairman.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah! Yeah!
Break the camera for me.
I'm sure glad I got high heels, because I'm short.
Got the flag in back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
That's okay.
All right, thank you very much, I appreciate it. Again, I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I want to thank Lance for the opportunity when I was on county council to work with him and going to Columbia and attend various other meetings. It was a good teacher, and I hope to fulfill.
Very enjoyable, thank you.
Hope to fulfill my responsibilities.
Thank you.
We're all gonna come visit you one day.
Please do, I hope you will.
Thank
We can
you.
get a tour.
We can get a
That's
tour.
right.
That's
Have us
right.
a tour center.
Get a ride in a golf cart.
Bring your driver's license, right?
We will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank